the scariest characters in video games. Hey, everyone! Welcome to another video here on the channel. In today's episode, we're going to explore the darker side of gaming. We're going to talk about some of the scariest characters to ever appear in video games. If you're a fan of horror games, or if you just like that spine-chilling feeling, this video is for you. So, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of scary content coming your way. Pyramid Head, Silent Hill 2. The first character on our list is an icon of psychological horror in video games, Pyramid Head. He's one of the most iconic figures in Silent Hill 2, a game released in 2001 for PlayStation 2. Pyramid Head, or the Executioner, as he is also known, is an entity that represents the guilt and suffering of the protagonist, James Sunderland. His appearance is horrifying, with a large triangular head and a massive machete, giving him an imposing and terrifying presence. Pyramid Head is not only frightening physically, but also symbolizes deep themes of mental anguish. In the game, he relentlessly pursues James and is responsible for brutal scenes of violence, but he also serves a symbolic role, representing punishment and the internal torment James feels due to a traumatic event in his past. Powers: immense strength, capable of crushing any human with a single blow. Practically indestructible. In Silent Hill 2, he becomes a constant figure, always appearing at the most unexpected moments, creating fear and tension. Nemesis, Resident Evil 3. Next up, we have Nemesis, the immortal monster from Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. He's one of the most terrifying villains in the series, known for his grotesque appearance and his relentless pursuit of protagonist Jill Valentine. Created by Umbrella Corporation, Nemesis is one of the most powerful creatures generated by the T-Virus. Unlike other monsters in the Resident Evil universe, he possesses intelligence, being capable of using weapons and hunting his prey strategically. What makes Nemesis so terrifying is his persistence. While Jill tries to escape hordes of zombies and find a way to survive, Nemesis appears unexpectedly, chasing her from one scenario to the next, always with the intent to kill. His constant presence and ability to break barriers, such as doors, make him a terrifying foe. Powers: superhuman strength and resistance to damage. Ability to use firearms, such as a rocket launcher. Immunity to the T-Virus and regenerative abilities. The Hunter, Resident Evil. Another iconic monster from Resident Evil is the Hunter. Although he doesn't have the same notoriety as Nemesis, he is definitely one of the most terrifying enemies in the series. His first appearance was in Resident Evil 1996, but he continued to terrorize players in many other titles. Hunters are the result of T-Virus experiments, resembling reptilian creatures with sharp claws and impressive jumping abilities. What makes hunters so terrifying is their ability to hunt and attack stealthily. They are fast, incredibly strong, and when they catch you by surprise, it's hard to escape without taking damage. Powers: high jumps and rapid attacks. Immense strength, capable of destroying doors and causing serious damage to characters. The ability to regenerate, making the fight against them even harder. Slender Man, Slender, the Arrival. Slender Man, although it originated as an internet urban legend, became a central figure in horror games, especially in Slender, the Arrival. He's a mysterious being without a face, with long, thin arms, who silently and mercilessly pursues his victims. His main ability is mental manipulation, driving his victims insane while stalking them, and he can appear and disappear at will. Slender, the Arrival places the player in a series of terrifying scenarios where the goal is to escape from Slender Man, but at every moment, he gets closer, creating a constant atmosphere of paranoia. Powers: manipulation of reality, creating distortions in the environment. Control over the minds of his victims, forcing them into panic. Immunity to physical attacks, as he is a supernatural entity. GLaDOS, Portal. Although Portal is more of a puzzle game than a traditional horror game, the artificial intelligence GLaDOS is one of the scariest characters in gaming history. Initially, she seems like a friendly assistant guiding the player through physics tests, but it quickly becomes clear that she has much more sinister motives. GLaDOS manipulates the protagonist, Chell, and places her in a series of deadly situations, all while speaking in a sarcastic and insensitive manner. What really makes GLaDOS frightening is her coldness and ability to manipulate events around her, creating a sense of claustrophobia and distrust in the player. Her constant presence, even when she's not physically present, makes the game's environment even more unsettling. Powers: ability to control the facility and create deadly traps, psychological manipulation of Chell throughout the game, highly advanced artificial intelligence, immune to physical damage. Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village. In Resident Evil Village, one of the biggest highlights is the imposing Lady Dimitrescu. Standing at 9 feet 6 inches, 2.9 meters, she immediately grabs attention with her immense presence and cold, calculating attitude. She is one of the 4 lords who rule Dimitrescu Castle and one of the main antagonists of the plot. In addition to her intimidating height, she possesses superhuman abilities due to her mutation with the virus. She is an immortal creature who can regenerate parts of her body and has crushing strength. Powers: regeneration and immortality. Super strength, capable of crushing enemies with a single blow. Control over her mutant daughters, who also serve as her agents. The Babadook, the game. To close our list, we have the Babadook, a legendary figure that gained notoriety through the eponymous film and also has a version in the Babadook, the game. The Babadook is a supernatural entity, a dark presence that feeds off fear. He appears as a monstrous creature with a wide-brimmed hat and a grotesque face. The Babadook is a figure that represents grief and pain, and throughout the game, he stalks the protagonist, forcing her to confront her own inner demons. What makes the Babadook particularly frightening is that he is fueled by negative emotions, becoming more powerful as the character becomes more desperate. Powers: ability to manipulate the reality around him. Growth and empowerment as fear and anguish increase. Immortality, making him practically impossible to defeat conventionally. So, what do you think, guys? Which of these characters scared you the most? These are just some of the many villains and terrifying creatures that have found their way into video games. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment on which character scares you the most, and subscribe to the channel for more spine-chilling content. Until next time, and beware of what you find in the shadows.